ZInsmeister. I am the managing editor of Nation's Restaurant News, and I am here at the Restaurant Leadership Conference in Phoenix, Arizona. It's day 2-ish. I'm here with Andy, the Chief Experience Officer for CAVA. Andy, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So we were just chatting about this a bit, but Chief Experience Officer is not a super common title yet, maybe. Tell me a little bit about what exactly you do for CAVA.
So Chief Experience Officer, I like to call it like a Chief Marketing Officer and Chief Digital Officer have a baby. That would be me. Essentially all the marketing, digital communications, catering, and customer service. My team pretty much follows the entire customer journey through and through. And like I said, it's a fairly modern title. Not a ton of concepts have adopted it yet, but I do believe it's the title of the future.
Cool. So CAVA has had a lot of recent success, had a very splashy IPO last year, which congratulations.
Thank you.
You won the Pacesetter Award last night here at RLC. So what is next for CAVA? I know you guys have an exciting new market opening up soon. What's going on?
Yeah, there's a lot of growth happening. We've shared that we're planning to grow at least 50 units this year. Hopefully we'll continue to spread the Mediterranean brand across the country. We're very much leaning into our loyalty program. We shared our intent to further grow that with a revamp of the loyalty program plan later this year. We also are testing steak right now as a new protein addition of the menu, so lots of new culinary news, a lot of great news on the digital front, and really just expanding brand awareness. We are very fortunate to be in 24 states, including the District of Columbia. So when you think about us as a brand, we're definitely in more places now, and now it's just to grow and penetrate within those given territories.
Yeah, do you want to share what that new market is that you're entering?
We're going to Chicago.
Exciting for all of us to go to the restaurant show every year.
Definitely.
And everyone who lives in Chicago,
Definitely. We'll host you in Wicker Park.
Amazing.
Yes.
I can't wait. So earlier today you spoke on a panel about menu strategies. CAVA, somewhat famously, has 38 ingredients and no more, no less, 38 ingredients all the time. You were talking about limited time offers, and your advice to the crowd was not to do an LTO just for the sake of an LTO, but to make sure it's strategic for your audience and your brand. Can you give an example of an LTO at CAVA that followed that strategy?
Yeah, I think, one of the things that is really interesting about LTOs is they're generally supposed to be an opportunity for a brand to flex and essentially introduce new news or bring back something that's a little bit more of a favorite. So, we've had an LTO that we've ran the last couple of years, the Lemon Chicken Bowl. It was kind of at the point where I felt like it hit its peak and there was an opportunity to say, hey, does it really make sense to lean into this product again, or would it make sense to either do something else or lean into core brand? What we chose to do was we leaned into core brand. So right now we have a CAVA Customs campaign. We have 17.1 billion combinations. So like you said, if you take all those unique ingredients and you multiply that to the nth degree, you can get a lot of really tasty things on our menu. We have everything from harissa chicken to braised lamb, lamb meatballs, roasted vegetables, harissa, tzatziki, hummus, lots of really cool dressings. And so, that's the special thing about CAVA. And for me, you really want to do things and add new items that really add to the overall value of the brand and lean into areas that really help us expand what we're trying to do, which is bring heart, health, and humanity to food.
Yeah. How is the steak test going?
The steak test is going well. I mean, we're learning a lot. We definitely have a lot of customers who think that we're the best steak that they've had in the QSR space. And so for us, it's really about trying to refine, understand what key messages are resonating with consumers and making sure that our restaurants know how to execute operationally. So we're learning a lot with that test right now. Intent and hope is to launch it later this year.
When you test a new menu item, do you do it by market, or what's your strategy?
It depends. I think depending on the concept, you try to figure out what is kind of the number of restaurants that you want to test within a DMA, what specifically gives you the learnings that you're looking to have. So you look at everything from trade, like what happens if you introduce a new protein, what happens to other proteins on the menu, are the customers willing to pay a premium for it? How does it fit in terms of the overall portfolio? If it's something that's on the grill, is there grill capacity to be able to make it? And so, we look at a number of different factors. We have markets that are a little bit more high household income. We have markets that are lower household income. So you try to get a little bit of a sense of what's performing based off of different factors that we see across our markets in which we operate.
I want to circle back and ask one more question about your career path. You have marketing and digital experience at brands including McDonald's and El Pollo Loco. What drew you to the smaller, more emerging brand for your current role? Because you've been at CAVA about a year, right?
A year.
Okay.
It's interesting. I was at El Pollo Loco, and I'm very fortunate sometimes to have recruiters reach out. And I was really thinking, to stay in restaurants, it would have to be 3 different brands that would call. I'm not going to say the other 2, but one of them was CAVA, was the third. And the thing about the other 2 brands, as well as CAVA, is it's category-defining cuisine. And to me, as part of that interview process, I had the opportunity to meet with my boss, one of the co-founders, Brett Schulman, and then one of my co-workers, who's also a founder, Ted Zanoristos. They spent the entire day with me on a Sunday, really truly telling me about the brand, what their growth plans were, what they believed in. And honestly, anybody that I can spend 8 to 10 hours with and literally want to spend more time with, I was like, this is a match made in heaven. And those 2 guys, talk the talk, walk the walk. They are so genuine, and the way that they've helped shape the culture of the company is so special and unlike anything I've ever been a part of before. They are truly generous, they are humble, they know so much about the restaurant industry that they really have just such great capacity to take CAVA to the next level, and it's so cool. And I feel so humbled that I get to work with them every day.
That's so cool. When you say category-defining cuisine, I assume you mean Mediterranean?
Mediterranean.
What appeals to you about Mediterranean food specifically?
I can eat it every single day and feel good about the food that I'm putting into my body. There's a diversity of flavors and taste profiles. You have sweet, you have hot, you have just savory, and so there's so many unique things that you can have in your palate that really make it something I can eat every day. And literally, I probably go to CAVA 5 or 6 times a week. It might sound a little bit crazy, but there is so much variety on the menu that if I want a salad, I can have a salad. I can have a greens and grains bowl. I can have a pita. 17 billion combinations. I still have a ways to go.
I think you could go every day and get something different every day.
I can get something different every single day. So lots of different toppings. I like to mix it up. It's really fun.
Nice. Anything else that you want to share?
I would just say, if you haven't been to CAVA yet, please check us out. 320 plus restaurants across the United States. We're also available in CPG, so primarily in Whole Foods. If you want to grab our hummus, our tzatziki, we are there. Crazy Feta is also delicious. So if you want to experiment at home in the kitchen and you want to add some of our dips or dressings to your own creation, you can do it with CAVA. So if you haven't checked us out, please do. CAVA.com, download the CAVA app, and really appreciate the time.
All right, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.